to express, or Thanksgiving part of life that we get to express gratitude for the things that have happened. And you know how Tony talks about the seasons of life or the
Mhm.
seasons? Well, I think right now is their harvest season. So it being Thanksgiving and it being harvest with everything that we've kind of created over the last year, brother. Hey,
Hey.
Hey Jacob,
happy
hey Gina.
Hi, how
happy
are you?
Canadian Thanksgiving. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you. What do you do during Thanksgiving?
We spend a lot of time with family and we express gratitude for everything that has happened over the last year.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Great tradition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Eric was going now into express gratitude for a year. What's been happening and what's been passa på som vi säger i Sverige.
I
Yeah, I
didn't
think that
understand that one.
You
Passa
didn't hear
på.
that one? Passa
No, I
på, yeah.
didn't. Passa på. Yeah, right. Yeah, passa på.
That's, so
Yeah, awesome. How was Amsterdam, Eric?
yeah, Bitcoin Amsterdam was amazing. It was a lot of fun. How was it over here with all of you guys? It's nice. I miss you all, so it's nice to connect with all of you.
Yeah, it was a while ago. We had so fun. We
Yeah.
had a lot of fun with Sigito. Yeah. It was great energy.
Yeah.
yeah, we were
It's
having a
nice.
blast.
It's nice to see all of the growth, even like us doing this together,
Hmm.
that we can take care of each other. This is what I'm so grateful for, that we can do and keep moving forward and keep growing, and like support each other in this community. And I'm really excited because we really are getting a lot of Bitcoiners into the community as well, even more now. Um, and ones that really want to go deep. So uh, it's nice to see that we can still keep the community growing while we're all doing our things. And so it's so nice to
Hmm.
co-elevate and co-lead this community with Sigitas and all of you that are coming on these calls, because it's important that we keep it amplified. And
Hmm.
there'll be more. There'll be more.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like it. It's a great way for like staying connected, but also getting back on track and staying positive, right? And we
Yeah,
always learn from each other.
yeah, and we learned a lot. We learned where to make surgery for a nose, Gina
Yeah.
for a boobs. The other we know that for a boobs you go to Iran, or was it
Yeah.
to Hong
No,
Kong?
for
No, where was
boobs
it?
you go to
Ah,
Sweden.
damn.
She will send you a discount code, 10%
All
off.
right,
Yeah,
all right,
man.
all right. Yeah, we were going sideways, Eric. Like then nobody like when the father left, so we, kids alone in the house. It's been a fucking chaos. It's been chaos, man.
It's so good to see you all. I'm so grateful.
Good you back.
What about
Good
you,
to see
Sagitas? How
you,
are you
Eric.
feeling, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. As I said, a bit tired today. Finally, maybe I'm gonna sleep. I haven't slept for quite a few nights. It's been a lot of meditation, a lot of energies, turbulence. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but I was just surrendering, accepting, allowing it to happen. I know it's happening for me one or another way, so leaning into that and just being. And yesterday, I start cleaning around where I was living, and the feeling came that I'm leaving, that was super emotional. Like, yeah, I felt, no, and thanks, I'm talking about Thanksgiving. I'm super grateful for brother and his support all this time. This is my brother driving, Jacob, Eric. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the mission to build the rocket. So it's happening.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah.
What are you doing?
So where do you think you're gonna go, bro?
I have no idea yet.
Where do you want where do you want to go?
As I said, it's to build the rocket now and then travel with it, collect dreams. That's what's coming. Because I like I don't have any place as intention or a goal to go.
So I met amazing. Do you remember I took a picture with Bianca and I dropped it in the group? So she also has a big rocket. Uh and Gemini, she also has a big rocket. She posted one, I think, in Spain, a beautiful view of the lighthouse. She was like just recently posting. So those two ladies both have rockets and they're both looking for places to go. One of them is in Spain and the other one is in Rotterdam in Amsterdam. And maybe, I don't know, it would be valuable for you to connect with them and just see where they're going, because maybe it's a rocket caravan, like a rocket team going somewhere together.
Like launch, a rocket launch.
So because they
Rocket
also
meetup.
because they also for the winter don't really know where they want to go. So maybe there's a group of rocket ships that go together. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, the thing is, I need to build the rocket and I need to get a new rocket for taking an adventure because the one that is standing here is really broken and I don't know if I would trust that one to drive even to back to Portugal or Spain. It seems like it's a time for that to rest. So yeah.
So maybe, yeah. So we need to get you a new rocket.
Yep. Like how do we? Oh, we had a cool. Nicholas was joining once you since you were not here, and Nicholas used to work with NASA, and he he used to design a space station or work on designing space station for NASA. So we had also a lot of jam about rockets and space, and yeah, it was a cool connection there.
I love it.
And
Maybe.
those ladies, if we want to travel, there is a Corky town in Portugal where they can get access to if they want to live
Yeah.
in the mountains.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
Yeah, because they want to be somewhere warm.
Well, Portugal is not so warm.
You should go Africa.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the thing. Like where to go, so we can reach with the car. It's Europe is kind of out of the game.
Okay. What about Turkey?
Yeah, Turkey could be.
We were in Egypt in January. Egypt is great.
Yeah, it's a long drive. to get to Egypt.
But you don't have a rush, right?
Of course not. No, of course. So it would, and I'm not saying that it's a long drive that's a problem. It's just like, I mean, like I don't even know if it's possible to drive to Egypt. You know, like we would need to take ferry to Morocco, and then like yeah, what would be the way? Yeah, there is to what's the name from Italy, but yeah, flights is good solution for winter or stay.
Gina, sorry. Gina is suggesting Gran Canaria.
Mm.
But then you need to take the rocket on the boat.
It's not a problem. We'll see.
I do think Egypt is great though. You know, like the Bedouins, they live in the desert.
Yeah.
The Bedouin tribes, such profound wisdom. Or go to Ibiza.
Yeah. Have you spent the winter in Ibiza?
Yeah, too.
How was it?
It's beautiful. It's amazing because it's like it's kind of like fall season the whole winter, so it can be super beautiful during the day, like really warm sunshine. You could go jump in the water, whatever, but in the nighttime it gets cold. So it's beautiful. Like you can still kind of enjoy the seasons. Um, I really loved it. I thought it was amazing throughout the winter. And it's super quiet, which is the best part. Like there's literally nobody on the island.
So,
So you can park the camper wherever or the rocket wherever and just chill.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. The feeling is there. Now it's manifestation happening. Universe doing its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you, Gina?
Yeah. Yeah, Gina, how are you?
One more time. What did you say, Sigita?
I asked, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
As I was sharing.
Yeah.
I was actually asking, how are you?
I'm fine. And I think I love my life right now. We are in the summer in our life. So
Mm.
everything goes our way. So I think we are amazing.
It's really just to keep the energy like growing, and keep raising our standards, keeping having this like it's more like play, right? And I love that because that's really like we watched our wedding video today, and in Gina's speech she said we see things that people don't see. And I think that's so true, and I think that's why we keep growing so fast, really. So that's amazing.
Mhm. But we can't move to the house. We
No, we're not gonna move to that house yet.
they
Yeah, that was
they said no to us. So now our goal is to buy the house about 6 months, and it's a lot of money. So we have to find a way.
we will make the way.
I have a question
Please,
for you both.
Hmm?
I have a question actually for you, Gina.
Yeah.
Um, Gina, what uh what made you or got you curious about thinking the way that you do? Yeah. You know, the way that you observe, like what influence in your life made you be the woman that you are today? Uh, and
It's such a long story. Uh,
because that's a profound statement for you to say that like at your wedding with your husband. It's a beautiful statement, and
yeah.
that requires a really unique way of thinking. And I'm curious to know your perspective, or like where did that come from, that
I
perspective?
mean, when I was a child, uh, I couldn't believe I can be the woman I am today. I couldn't believe that I can be so lucky that I am. Because when we was in Iran, I had a really, really tough childhood. My mother had a lot of problem because she had a lot of problem when she was a child. And my dad started using drugs. So they couldn't take care of us. But when I moved to Sweden, which was such a dream, the first 5 years in Sweden was tough too, because I think I couldn't believe that I can be lucky. But then I decided to just think positive and like try to change my life. And it was like I find something that if I think positive in every situation, then I have the control of the situation. I felt always I was very alone, and it was so tough. And I never let people come in my life. So Jacob was actually the first boyfriend that I let him come in to my my space. And I think it was because he could see the thing I could see. I was so scared and I couldn't believe in anyone. But when I was scared, he couldn't see. I was just scared. I could say to him, no, I would just break up with him. The first two 2 hours of our life was our relationship was really, really hard. But Jacob never gave up on me and give me a lot of chances. So I think both of us can see things and don't give up on things. So I think it's our strongest personality. And I'm so grateful that we, even when it's very, very hard, we can try and just continue. Because we can see the light. And what I mean when I said that we can see things that other can't see is the light. We can see the light.
May I ask, what was the statement on a wedding, did you say? So,
Uh, What do you mean? What was the statement?
Like
She said
Eric, you
that
said about
she said that they could see things that no one else can see. They both can see things that nobody else can see.
mm, mm,
I think when, for example, when we are dreaming and we sharing with others, our family or our friends in Sweden, they don't believe in us. They're thinking we are just dreaming, and a lot of time they say, "Oh, you're young and you can dream." So, and then we can make and when we can make our dreams to a reality, then they can come to us and say, "Wow, you make it." So yeah.
Yeah, it was so fun. We just discussed like this was back in December. We were starting just to turn like positive results, turning it to profit. And I set a goal, and no one on the team believed in me. Like, no, that's too much. You can start with this instead. I was like, no, I want to set high goals. And we made it possible. We reached it. And then the other month I doubled the goal, and then we reached that one. And some always, I I love dreaming. I think that's the best part, really,
Yeah.
to set really high standards and really high goals for yourself. So you really gotta try to reach it, because that's when you grow the most.
Amen. Amen.
Mm.
I really appreciate you guys sharing. I think it's so important to hear this. It's nice to observe the way that you both operate and choose to create standards that are outstanding. So it's really refreshing to see that.
Mm.
And yeah, I think that, the ability to see things is really something profound. And the choice, like you said, to see things the positive way gives you the opportunity to never live in a suffering state. It's always the beautiful state, right? And when you live in a beautiful state, there's always a solution. There's always an opportunity to figure something out.
Mm.
Versus disempowering, you go into this endless pit of despair. So it's nice to see that because, there's always challenges that are going to be faced, but like it's how you look at those challenges that will ultimately allow us to figure out what the next step is. And then there's constant growth, constant evolution, and never-ending improvement. So
Mm.
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's nice because like I think, hearing too the fact that, Jacob, you never gave up, on Gina and vice versa. It's really empowering too, is continuing to figure out what needs to change or what conversation needs to evolve.
Yeah.
I've had these experiences where I get super curious about, somebody, and then maybe sometimes I feel that, oh, they're not really interested or something like this, but then it's my own perception, and so I allow it to kind of like just slip away instead of just getting even more curious about it and asking, better questions to bring them closer. So it gives
Mm.
me this reflection, gives me an opportunity to see how I can take even more responsibility of like, being attracted to someone that, I feel something about, and then just trusting in that feeling and then going for it. And even if there's rejection, continuing to pursue it because that will give even more certainty, maybe not certainty, maybe more like curiosity to the other person. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm, very, very interested in someone, and I don't know if she's very far, so it's like it's interesting, but
You
yeah,
know,
it's figuring. Huh?
so I'm so sorry. You know, in Iran and Afghanistan, it's like the man gotta like work for it, really.
Mhm.
That's the standard. Like we're so lazy in the Western world with working to really do stuff for women. Like we go on one date and we're no, not that. I mean, like their standard is if it's like almost like you're supposed to be rejected if you don't try hard enough the first time, and then you gotta get back to it, get back to it, get back to it, and then finally you can like have each other.
But for me, it was not about that. I was just scared.
Yeah, not maybe your situation.
No, it was not my situation. And I mean, I think a lot of girls are just scared to be with someone forever. It was so scary for me to think of, oh, I'm gonna marry him, or like the things like that. So my plan was to be with Jacob just during the summer, because I haven't friends in Stockholm. So, but then, yeah, then we come closer, and I just decided to be more open. And I read the book about how our childrenhood affect us when we are adults. So I think the book I read that summer saved me.
I think, it's so funny that I mean, it's not funny. What I'm sharing is that it's interesting that you're talking about the fear also of commitment. That's what I'm hearing. And, I definitely, when I approach or am interested in someone, I'm thinking of a commitment, right? And my hallucination is that that woman also feels that level of like discovering that commitment. So maybe you're right. I mean, I imagine that maybe that's what they're feeling as well, is like, wow, this man really wants to get curious in depth. And so my decision could be to be more easy or more softer or even more curious to see kind of where they're at, and how can I do that better is something that I believe I can ask better questions, and because just like everything in life, I'm like right to the point.
So do you ask in the first date, will she marry you? Is
No,
she
no,
gonna be
no. But
forever?
like, no,
No,
but
it's
I
a
think,
so big
but I
step.
feel, but I
But maybe
feel
they
like
feel that energy,
yeah, I feel that they
and
feel
that's
that
scary.
energy.
Could be scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think,
So,
I
yeah.
think, yeah, like it should be more like first something just flirty and to see if you like each other. Like something like, yeah, it's fun to spend time in you. I think that yeah, maybe you should be like maybe even more like you're gonna be almost the more picky one. Like, yeah, am I having a good time with you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
I
like
think this
remember
is the mentality.
remember we had the love doctor saying that it should be a no until it's a yes.
Mhm.
And we have to do the due diligence.
Great point. Yeah, it's easy to forget that. Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, if we like it doesn't if like if we have to, fight for it for somebody that it doesn't show the interest back, it kind of doesn't even feel. It feels like a manipulation kind of feeling, like that level of ignorance.
But is it because maybe like Gina is sharing, maybe there's just fear and they don't know,
No.
right? So it's like it's not ignorant. Maybe it's just a space of where they're like really being, it's something new and something serious for them and they get scared.
Yeah. It's not about to be scared, about to be with same person forever. I think for me was that I felt maybe he gonna left me then. After 1 year,
Mm.
after 2 years,
Mm,
it's about me.
yeah.
Not actually about him or being with him forever. It was, I think it was about,
Abandonment, kind of like
yeah,
being
it was about
left, being
trust.
left.
Yeah, being
Mm,
left. It's so
mm,
big. I think it's so big scare in um, a lot of people.
Hmm.
I also think like the first step is just to have a good time, because everybody wants to be around the person who they have a lot of fun with, right? And then if you check out and feel like good chemistry, then we can go like to the next level. I mean, the first time I met Gina, or it was the second time, but the good time, I made sure I didn't ask for her number or contact information or anything, just being like flirty and making her laugh a lot.
Mm,
And then she actually contacted me afterwards.
mm,
I think like, yeah, I think that's so true. I think like a woman's laugh is the path to her heart.
mm.
Eric, would you want to share more about what's going on in where like what's happening?
Um, yeah, I mean, I was on a flight, and I've been talking a lot to I was thinking about her actually lots, but we've been talking lots. Do you guys remember Alicia from UPW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her and I have been talking a lot. Uh, and,
Okay.
and she's been going through some challenges with her, like, her old experience with her old ex-boyfriend. But there's just been like a genuine connection there. And on the flight here back to Edmonton, I was just very like thinking about her, and I let her know, of course, because I don't know, I just yeah. But she's just being she's super open and lovely and kind and sweet. Um, and she has no expectations either, she's going through a lot of like pain as well in her own experience, but she's been challenging herself, which has been really beautiful to observe. But it's interesting how that connection had come up, and I was just reflecting on how we had met and things like this, and we were talking about it. Uh, and she's all over, she's in Bali, like she's far away, but for some reason, our our connection is like pretty cool. Uh, at least I feel that. And yeah, I just shared really openly with her, how I feel and things like this, and it was really nice to express it to her in a vulnerable and unique way, with zero expectation, of course, because I do feel that that's not important. For me, it's not important whether something's going to happen or not. For me, it's just important to experience the emotion and to share it. Uh, and then as a result, because of the distance, you can't really have expectations. Uh, it'd be different if I was there in Bali or she was here in Canada, but that's not the case right now yet. So, uh, it also means that, you have to, at least for me, I have to allow the magic of whatever is supposed to meant to happen as well, because there could be a different perspective as well, right? So, anyways, the point is that I can sense that, even when I was in Bitcoin Amsterdam, there was a few beautiful people that were curious about me and have stayed connected with me and things like this. The thing is that I really am also being kind of like Jacob says, is picky, meaning I'm very much uh paying attention to their internal world. Although some of them may be beautiful, some of them may be less beautiful externally, what I'm really listening to is their way that they think, because for me that's the most important. That's what I'm most attracted to, is the thought process, the way that they choose to think, choose to live a life of seeing the positive side of life, the empowering side of life, the experience of finding solutions, and that's what makes me most uh attracted to somebody. Yes, of course, I like, if they're beautiful looking as well, but I think that's a bonus.
Mm,
Whereas the internal space is really the most beautiful part for me.
mm, mm.
Jacob, what do you love about Gina? Like, what attracts you most? Can you share? Okay.
One thing I love the most is like when you get super happy. It's super fun to see, or you get super excited. That's amazing, and that just then you want to keep like giving, right? And it makes it a lot of fun. But
Mm,
yeah, and I love seeing your love for like the dog and the cat.
mm.
I love that a lot.
There's something that I love about observing, because like when I lived in Dubai, or when I lived in hi mom. When I lived in Dubai, or when I lived in the Middle East, I really noticed like the profound joy in Middle Eastern women, and like the level of connection and devotion that they have to their families. And there's just like this beautiful presence
Mm,
uh, that I observed, right? Like it's almost like this regal, um, this
mm,
queen attitude, right? And so I think that I really loved it. I really thought it was really something special and very unique. And it's really, really, yeah. I really admire that in the way. And I see that a lot too, like in in the Polish culture, for example. Same thing, very, very expressive, very, very like connected,
mm,
very family oriented. Uh, uh, is something that is different. It's a really profound bond to the family and the partner, and uh, yeah, something that I really observed.
That's true. Mm. Eric, I have a question. You tell us about Alicia. Uh,
Mhm.
do you feel that Alicia is not interested on you?
No, quite the opposite. I feel like she is, um,
Okay.
just just that she still has her own. journey to go through. You could, I mean, I could sense it. She's interested and she's still discovering herself, it sounds like, because yeah, it just looks to me the way that she just got through a really massive breakup, right? Uh,
Yeah.
she's still discovering that pain, that suffering, that feeling. And I think it's important for somebody to still go through that experience before they
Mm.
can get into the next one. Or
Okay.
else that stuff just projects into the next relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, she says really nice things. The thing is that I can also hear the parts of it where she's still doing her own stuff, which is fine, which is important, right? Does that make
Mm.
sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah. 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 Of course. Do you like her? Do you like Alicia?
Yeah, I like her energy, her discipline and her ability to be so deep. She's very deep, which I really like. I also believe that space of depth is so important for me, and she really understands me.
Mm. Mm. Can you see her like your girlfriend or your partner in future?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm thinking, are you focusing to like have her your girlfriend?
I mean, my focus is communicating, and like Jacob kind of said, like I'm getting to know her, or like calling her or sending her message. Uh, yeah, I guess I'm being very, very vulnerable.
Mm. Mm. And are you connecting with other girls, like dating or something like that? I think you
No,
said you do, maybe?
I'm not dating anybody. I am I mean I'm constantly having conversations. So I'm meeting people left, right, and center, but it's not about it's about getting curious about them. It's not about dating. I don't date anybody. I'm not really in that type of field. Like I'm not dating. I meet people and I get curious about them.
Mm.
And I meet girls all the time. Uh, but I could sense kind of where it is, or how it looks like immediately, if it's in a deep one or not. And I haven't been able to get to the level of depth that
Mm.
I've been able to get to with Alicia, with really anybody.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
She like super deep, which is what I like. I need the depth.
Yeah. Mm.
That's great.
So how do you feel about all this situation, Eric, with her? What like you feel like great on that intellectual level with her, that you can connect and bond. But how do you feel? Like, cause I like somehow I feel just like what I see is kind of seriousness in you, and some kind of sadness, and maybe pain or
Mm.
dissatisfaction, um, in some way, in or like I don't know, like that's, yeah, could be completely my projections. That's
Yeah, I believe that it's because I know that I'm still not in a place where yeah, I'm not in a place where I'd like to be at personally, so maybe that's why I'm not allowing myself to get closer to her. Because if I was in a place that I was happy personally, meaning like just with the business and everything like this, I would just jump on a plane and go to Bali. It'd be easy for me to do that, right? I can't do that right now. Uh, so maybe I'm just not in the space yet, right? Like I'm still wanting to make sure that the mission or the business is thriving so that I could have that sense of responsibility so that I can do those things. And I can't really do that yet. So I'm grateful for what I have already um, done. So maybe the pain that you're seeing is that I still have to uh, well, I mean, the pain could be a projection, but the point is that what I'm sensing in myself, anyways, it's not necessarily pain. It's just my choice in, um, and like you said, the seriousness of like being able uh, to make it happen, so that I don't need to count on anybody. Uh, but that means that I have to be able to take care of the business so that I can take care of myself and others. So as a result, I can go do all the other things that I love to do.
I think it's something deeply in you. It's not about the business, not about you aren't in the place you want to be. It's about something else. Because I mean, I was like you. I have to do this and this and this before I can meet someone else. So, I mean, maybe you need to find the why you're thinking like, I have to do business. I have to do.
I love that you shared your experience prior to all of this, because I think maybe you're correct, is that um your experience in the mirror of being maybe scared of connecting with somebody or one person for a very long time is also scaring me. Is being with somebody for a very long time with just that one person uh scares me. So maybe that's what it is that I feel also scared about it.
I
Because in the past I've had so many girlfriends that I thought they were the one, and then they weren't. Um, and so it's something that I'm healing uh because it really it really required me to uh like even Sagita's met me when I was probably at the softest point of my life, so brokenhearted.
Hmm.
Um, I was in very much love and with a very special person, and I lost myself, and
Hmm.
so it's about also like I really opened up my heart to that person,
Hmm.
so maybe that's something that I'm finding the courage to fully step into as well, so that I can open uh and commit myself. And it's probably why I get so curious with when I meet a woman, because I want to see how they can handle my intensity.
I also think you're wrong, by the way. I think when you meet the right woman, she helps you get through all the tough part with the business and all that it takes.
Mm.
I almost think it's like opposite. You meet the right woman and then your why gets even stronger.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody said once you're gonna find the right person, you're gonna fall in love in yourself way deeper.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's maybe a lot about to being alone again. Att bli utelämnad, hur säger man det på engelska?
Being left.
Yeah, being left. And it's, I think it's,
Yeah, rejection.
So, and every memory, it's about something it's happened in your childhood. You need to find what is in your childhood that remind you about to be left.
I actually don't think it's any more in my childhood. I think it's because I used to be married, right? It's because I've had many serious relationships. So so just like if you look back at if I look back at my marriage, which was even way before that, this was like my first amazing relationship. I left her because I didn't know who I was, and so I was unhappy and miserable. So I something about me not filling or fulfilling my potential, because so many times I felt limited by the people that were around me. So people wouldn't tell me what I could do. They would always tell me what I can't do. And so I would always find that unlimited potential by being alone versus being with somebody. And so, thank you. Thank you, Mom. My mom just brought me green celery juice.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing.
so with the exception of my parents, most people around me would tell me, or especially the relationships with the people that like a woman that I loved, that would never see my ideas as possible. They would tell me what's not possible, or they would tell me that I can't do it, or they would figure out a solution. So instead of so I guess the fear really is, and I love that we're going deeper on this, and thank you for giving me the space to share, because you're allowing me to get curious. Is that the only people in my life since I was born were my parents that have told me that I can achieve anything that I believe. And in every scenario where I got into a relationship with somebody, like a woman, when I shared my ideas, they would only see problems, or they would say they would believe in it, but then their actions kind of shared the opposite. So to me, that correlated, well, fuck you. Like, and then when I go back and be by myself, I start making things happen. And uh and as a result of making those things happen, all of a sudden people get interested and curious, but then I kind of put the brakes or the fear on, because I'm scared that somebody is gonna limit me again. And that's doesn't necessarily need to be true. That's just a trauma.
And are you
So
working with trauma?
So, say again?
Are you working with your trauma? Are you just
Well, I think we're doing it right now.
taking help?
I think we're working on it right now,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I'm talking about it with you right now. There's no space like the moment. So that's why we're discovering it and we're going through it.
Mm.
So when fundamentally what you're saying, Eric, that you're more powerful and more unstoppable when you by yourself, and then the other person comes and tells you, or like actions shows the opposite and not supports you, then it weakens you, and
In the
you become
past.
less. Yes.
Yeah, so
So
in the
that's
past
where.
I feel yeah, in the past that's what been my experience is that the partner has their own limitations, and so instead of empowering me, they limit me because they have their own they have not done their own work. And so but what that also means is that in the past I didn't own my power.
Mm.
So because I could never attract somebody if I was totally in my power, I couldn't attract somebody that was creating any limitations. So I guess the question is now that the more that I am in my power, the more I'm attracting a person that's also in her power.
Mm. Yeah.
Or am I? Right?
Mm.
I have a really good meditation that I will send you.
Please.
It's not about just love, but it's a part of it that's talking about love as well. Because what happens is like you make in yourself a knot that the more it just get tightens. And for really the energy to flow, you need to, it's all about forgiving at the end of the day. Or sometimes it's about forgiving the person, or sometimes it's about forgiving yourself. But that meditation really helped me get through all the things that has happened in the past. So it
Mm.
doesn't affect, for me, it didn't affect myself anymore. Like Tony says, it sets you free. Because it's really good thing to work with to find the empowering meaning of it, and really to understand that especially with love, it's just an energy, and you will feel and you will find that energy again.
Yeah, I really want to have somebody special in my life that wants to go on this journey with me. I feel like it's for me it's time. I'm really looking forward to like enjoying the whole experience, and it would be even more fun to build and grow the business with somebody that just is really inspired by what we're doing. So that to me is like a really exciting thing. And I think that most people see that that's what I really want also. Um,
Mm.
Yeah,
yeah.
I will send
So
it to
thank you,
you.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one more thing I would like to see you to say is that you're looking for someone, not that you have to make a business or you have to do that or this. No, you want to meet someone.
I want to meet somebody, yes.
Yeah.
I want to meet somebody so full of life and so genuinely connected to herself that she just sees love in we see love in each other, and um you know, it was funny, like you can observe this type of energy. It's so beautiful because this energy is type of energy that is like happy to be smiling and is open to having a conversation, and the immediate openness is like it's so profound to observe that type of joy, you know?
Mm.
So yeah.
One thing I want you to do straight after the call is to write 10 personality traits in the woman you're looking for.
Mm.
And you
Okay.
can just close your eyes and imagine her, but just don't put a face on it, right?
Okay.
So
I will,
start tracking
and
her.
then I'm gonna drop it in the group so that you can see that I
and
did it.
and then
That's
become
it.
it. That's what's also like put this
Yeah.
and then become it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good one too. Thank you,
Okay.
everyone. I'm super grateful. This was really a blessing. I'm gonna say a quick prayer if you don't mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Beloved Spirit, thank you so much for this amazing friends, this amazing family, this amazing gift. Thank you for Thanksgiving. Thank you for our families that get to show up for each other. Thank you for Jacob, Gina, and Sagitas and their grace, their kindness, their capacity for holding space so that I can really, really, really share my vulnerabilities and desires and uncertainties so that we can continue to bond and become closer. May everything that we desire and want to create in life continue to happen with so much abundance, grace, and benevolence. And as a result, so it is. So it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing.
you're amazing, Eric. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for giving me the space. I need yeah, I don't allow myself sometimes to share with such openness, and I definitely need to allow it more often than not. So thank you for holding it for me.
You're welcome.
Love you
Amazing.
all. I'll see you
Yeah.
guys tomorrow, and thank you for everything again.
Yeah, have an
Thank you.
awesome Sunday.
Much
Ciao.
love, everyone.
You just began. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
How one is ending. Oh, I'm happy for
Big
you.
hugs. Ciao.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Ciao.